One can never consent to creep when one feels an impulse to soar. Helen Keller.
I don't know if I fully understand this. One cannot consent to creep.
To move
You
cautiously
creeping.
and carefully
Oh,
and
I get it.
slowly.
See, because when I hear creep, I think like, is you creeping? Don't be a creeper. But like creeping as in like walk softly and carry a big stick.
Well, someone who's creeping would probably need to creep. They probably don't feel the impulse
Maybe
to soar.
my brain is just not working today.
Because
This could be a really fun podcast.
it's going places.
I think it's a lovely quote once I dug through the layers of my brain to understand the vocabulary choice.
And also the layers of Helen Keller. She's a complex lady.
She was a complex, phenomenal woman. So, like, A+, you go, Helen Keller.
You go.
I'm sorry that modern vernacular has changed things a bit, and it took me a second. I am apologizing to Helen Keller. Anyway.
Hello!
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of
Positivity.
This is the Feel Good podcast where we bring you good vibes by the spoonful. I'm your host, Miss Mary Lou Ryan.
I'm also your host, Jacob Kahn.
And today we got some good stuff for you.
We do. Yummy goodness.
Yummy goodness.
Delicious positivity.
Okay, so speaking of yumminess, let's hop right into it. What is the tea today, Jacob?
Masala chai.
Masala chai.
From the tea room in Montrose.
Yeah. It's local to California. It's in the valley just outside of Los Angeles. It is this darling little tea room. There are teacups, saucers, teapots all over the walls. You can go for afternoon tea.
I always dress like a hipster lumberjack, and when I walk in there, I feel that's the only place I really feel underdressed.
True. And for those of you watching on YouTube, you can tell Jacob is in fact dressed like his hipster lumberjack self. He's growing the beard back in. He's got the flannel. He's got the big glasses.
And I don't really care there either. I don't care anywhere.
Well, I just think you're handsome.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Wow.
They sell all of their teas like by the ounce in bulk. And oh my sweet goodness, we have gotten this masala chai from them so many times.
It's so good. It's the level of cardamom in this tea is like just over the edge of, it's not too much, but it's so present, and I love that flavor.
Yeah, cardamom is a very expensive spice as well. Yeah. Wow. So it's extra special. For those of you looking to add a little extra tear in your glass, I actually did an episode on my YouTube channel called a Hottie Toddie, where I take this super punchy chai and I steep it in bourbon, and then brew the bourbon and the tea in hot water, sweeten it with maple syrup, and there you go. You have a festive hottie toddy that's just freaking unreal. I'll link that in the show notes because like that video needs to come back. It's with my friend Marza, who's a wizard.
I like that it's become a hottie toddy. Like,
yeah,
as
that's
a thing.
what I call it.
Yeah, okay.
Cool, I made the drink. I can name it
that's
a
what
hottie
it is.
toddy.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. All right, Jacob. I don't know where that came from. So last week for your self-care experiment, you were talking about lighting the fire.
Yeah.
So can you recap what that means for everybody?
For those of you who didn't hear, another disclaimer for this. I'm not actually lighting fires. It's California. We shouldn't do that.
Yeah, no.
But metaphorically speaking, when things need to be done, when it's dark or cold and the fire needs to be lit, even when I don't want to do those things, trying to make an effort to just jump into it, not think about it, just do it. It needs to get done, and so
the fire's a metaphor for things like...
So things like the dishes need to be cleaned so that I can cook the next meal. The bedroom needs to be picked up so that I can do the laundry. The laundry needs to be done so that I can wear clothes. The clothes need to be worn so that I won't get arrested. That sort of thing, you know?
I mean... I guess it comes down to that.
The bills need to be paid so that we're not homeless. Yeah, I mean,
how did that go this week for you?
I think overall it's getting better and better. I
agree
because
you've been killing it. This week.
It's kind of cool because I'm doing these things more. I'm doing more chores more often, but it feels less. It feels like I'm doing less because it's become more of a habit and less of a to-do list on my mind. I'm anticipating less
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not worrying as much about it. It's just something that's a part of my routine, and then when I do think about, like right now, even though I have cooked 3 things in the kitchen already today, there are no dishes because I already did them. And that's really, like, if I think about the kitchen, it's clean. That's great.
That's great. Yeah, that definitely feels good.
And if I think about, right, it's like, it's cold outside. Well, the fire is lit. So I think I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, I think you're doing great. I'm really proud of you. Keep it up.
Thanks.
Not just because I have an injured ankle and I'm incapable of doing dishes at the moment. You know, it's all about balance, man.
You're great. So last week you were trying to take the time you need to do the things you need to do. You give yourself time and space to get these things done.
Yeah, when we left off, when I had started doing this self-care experiment from last week, I had been trying, striving for balance in life, and I way overdid it in one direction. I was too busy. I wasn't listening to my body and what it needed. I was exhausted all the time, but I was trying to push through it because I wanted to see friends or try to go grocery shopping, and those things are really hard for me sometimes, especially if I do a lot of it in a short amount of time. So with the whole giving myself the time I need is still, you can do those things. I can still do those things. It's just that I need to also plan the downtime to recover, and that's really important. And I think that I've been doing pretty well this week. I've been tempted, I'm not gonna lie. I have been tempted to do more than I know that I should.
You had a schedule drawn up for your episodes this week originally that was intense.
I did.
Yeah.
I'm trying to plan out the YouTube and podcast scheduling days ahead of time. And then I forgot to do that this week. And then I overbooked this week.
Right.
So I decided I'm going to do a live video on Sunday just to give myself a break. But I can still put content out there. And I have everything scheduled during the week. So I'm never doing too much. Because for me, and even with this podcast, what I'm going to have to do tonight is we're recording it this morning. And I'm going to have to edit it, get all the social media ready, and have it good to go for tomorrow or tonight, really. I launch the audio and stuff around midnight if I can.
Right.
So that's a lot. For those of you that saw the vlog on my channel this past week, it was also one of those days. So I'm trying to do better with scheduling things out. Next week, the schedule is better. And even though I have seen some friends this week, I've also been able to get the downtime that I need, so I just don't feel like crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Jacob, I challenged you to a self-care experiment that's a combined self-care experiment, which we've never done on the podcast before, not ever. And I asked, because I was inspired by you, one of the areas in our little house that has really fallen to the wayside, because our living room is very decorated and put together and very us. Our bedroom has kind of just been the dumping ground. We're not hoarders by any means. We even have minimalist wardrobes, and we strive to be minimalists in general, but things just get lost in the bedroom.
I would say even that if I don't know what to do with something, I put it there and think I'll figure it out later, and then don't sometimes.
Right. I mean, other people that have stepped into the bedroom when I think it's a hot mess, they're like, oh my God, what are you talking about? This is fine.
I do think that we are a little bit neurotic and sometimes have a little bit of trouble stepping outside of it and going, no, we're actually pretty organized for even within our disorganization.
I know, I do try to cut ourselves some slack.
But yes, our bedroom is definitely the area that needed
We're both
help.
Very psychologically affected by clutter. And I think a lot of people are. This is not a rare phenomenon. This is a real thing. Mm-hmm. So we started the bedroom clear out this week.
We got a good chunk of it done.
We got a good chunk of it done.
Yeah. So we both have bedside tables that were in need of examination and organization
and extreme decluttering,
and just we threw a lot of things out that were just sitting there that we once upon a time we were thinking maybe I'll need this for something, I should keep it, but I don't know where to put it, so I'll just put it in a pile here.
So that was your nightstand? Those were the things in your nightstand? Because those were not the things in my nightstand.
I don't mean to speak for both of us. You're right.
No, my nightstand, I alluded to this last week because I knew it was there, but I didn't know how bad it was. I'm on a lot of different medications, and for some reason, none of the empty containers ever left the nightstand.
Oh, I don't think I knew none of them?
I mean, like, probably some.
Okay.
But I didn't realize how bad it was until I went in there. I had an entire, I would probably say it was like not a full-size trash can, but like a half-size trash can. I had the entire thing with expired pills, empty pill boxes, empty pill bottles. And like, that's like all that was in there. Maybe a little bit of really old makeup from 7th grade that I finally threw out because I don't know why that made the move to California. But it was all empty med stuff. It's crazy. So it's not even things I can donate. It's just things to recycle and stuff.
Yeah.
It was not good. It was really not good.
That's good that you had the awareness that these are definitely things you don't need. They're just things that needed to be gotten rid of. Because I think sometimes people can get hung up on the idea of keeping something solely for the purpose of nostalgia. And that can be troublesome even when you're trying to get rid of things, to come to it and actually make the decision to say, no, I don't need this in my life.
You still have the memories.
Yeah. Unless you don't, but but
if
theory,
you don't have the memories, then an object is not going to help.
You're right. Your comparison to you're comparing how much you got rid of to the size of a trash can, by the way, has inspired me. I think we should rate how well we did with like 1 out of 5 trash cans. So how well do you think you did? 1 to 5 trash cans.
Oh, the final product for my nightstand, I think, is 5 out of 5.
Okay.
Like trash cans are a good thing.
That's what I thought you were going to say. Because, yes, awesome. That's great.
Trash
cans are great. For decluttering, yes. For getting rid of things.
Okay. I'm just making sure this isn't like golf rating.
No, it's not. It's trash rating. I'm going to give myself a 3.5 trash cans out of 5 trash cans because I definitely did move some things from my nightstand to the desk, saying to myself, I'll declutter the desk later.
Word. We also decluttered the dresser.
That's true.
And I organized the top of it. I gave us like little places to put perfumes and colognes, and I have like my jewelry and stuff. So we did that. So the thing we need to do, everybody, is tackle this desk.
This desk that we don't really even want. I would like to ideally to not only clear out what's on the desk, but eventually get rid of the need for that piece of furniture in general, since we don't use it for anything purposeful. We just use it to
put crap on.
To enhance our hoarder souls, which I don't.
We're not hoarders.
Which I don't want to have that in my life anymore. So I'd like to eventually get to a point where we can also just get rid of the furniture altogether.
Objectives for this next week: declutter the desk and get rid of the desk itself. Like, donate it.
Project Podcast High Five, which you can't see.
Everything is a work in progress. Everything is a journey. So I'm really excited to do the next phase of our bedroom Zen Zone declutter mission. Now it's time to move on to our next segment for today.
Yeah.
Community News. This is the part of the podcast where we hear from you, the listeners.
Yay, I'm so
I do
excited.
reach outs on my social media asking you for good news from your week, and then I pick a few of them and we celebrate your general awesomeness. I fluff and love this part of the podcast. It's so exciting.
It is.
I have some good ones. Are you ready?
I don't know if I can handle the goodness coming from your phone right now.
All right. So, first, we are starting on Facebook. I am at Miss Mary Lou, all the places you can find me. And this one is from Taylor Ray. She says she passed her state licensing exam for her new job and gets a $1,000 bonus.
Yeah! You passed!
Whoa. Oh my goodness.
Money!
Gracious. Okay, so let's break this down. So first part, You passed a licensing exam. I don't know what kind of license it is, but good for you.
You did
I'm
it.
sure you had to study for that, which can be a lot of hard work, sometimes stressful, but you persevered, you passed, and it sounds like it was worth it, girl.
Yeah, something you need a license for requires a lot of responsibility. They trust you. Yes, you did it.
Yeah, like money isn't everything, of course, but it definitely helps.
Also, I wonder if you were expecting this money or if it was surprise money. I mean, it doesn't really matter, I guess, either way, but
yeah, surprise money or not, that is excellent news. So you passed. Congratulations on passing.
Yeah, congratulations to
you. You are wonderful, Taylor. And I see you. I know that you write every week. And I see you, I appreciate you, and I really wanted to get you into the podcast. So thank you for continuing to share your awesome news with us.
And we're so happy for you.
We're so happy for you. And like, girl, enjoy that bonus. Yeah. Whether you decide to save it, spend it, girl, it is your bonus
Frame
money. Frame it. Okay. Staying on the Facebook train from the Miss Mary Lou page. This is from Anna Maria. And she says she connected with 2 very well-established women in the industry she works in that she really admires, and both of them made her feel totally welcome and legitimate.
Yes.
It's been a great week.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, so like imposter syndrome is so real. It's so real.
What is imposter syndrome?
So for those of you that don't know what imposter syndrome is, it's basically
I don't know.
It's feeling like despite the fact that you have the skills, knowledge, talent in whatever area, you still feel like you don't deserve to be there and that your skills and talents and knowledge are not legitimate and on par with your peers.
Oh, that's me. I did. Yeah, that's me.
You could be a brilliant painter, but you could feel like, oh, look at the work these other people are doing in this art show that I'm in. I don't deserve to be here. I don't know why they ever picked me. Thoughts like that. And I'm not saying necessarily that's what you were going through, but it's very relatable to hear your peers, like people that you respect, especially in your field, because they know the grind, they know what it takes. And to have that sense of camaraderie, kinship, companionship, respect from people you admire, you deserve to be there. You deserve to be doing what you're doing. You have earned it. And I hope you made some new, like, really good friends.
Yeah, so awesome to hear. That can be really nerve-wracking.
Yeah, intimidating as heck, especially if it's people that you have admired for a time. Usually if you're ever sort of doubting yourself or nervous about like being on par with your peers, that usually means that you're fine. And they were awesome to you because I'm sure you deserved it, because I'm sure you're a wonderful human. I'm even like getting butterflies just from talking about this for you because I'm so excited. Oh, thank you so much for submitting. Okay, now we are moving on. This one is from @MarzaWhatever on Instagram. And she said, it can be hard to make friends in Los Angeles, but for the second year in a row, I crowded around a piano and sang Christmas carols with my friends at the world's most wholesome Christmas party. So Marza, I actually mentioned her earlier in the episode. Marza is a dear friend of mine. I just adore her. She's a fantastic human. And we met on the set of a really crappy short film, which is where real friends are made. Let's be real. She's an extraordinarily talented actress, singer. She does the cabarets with me that you've heard me talk about all the time. And to speak about the hard to make friends in LA, like, I feel you.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes you get the sense in this city in particular that a lot of people are too busy for that sort of real, actual friendship. Like they're just so focused on what they're doing career-wise.
Yeah, because the hustle is really real, especially in Los Angeles.
And no shade and no shame about that. That's a real.
Oh yeah, and I mean, like I hustle like a crazy person, and I don't feel bad about it.
But it can definitely feel like God, where are the real human connections sometimes?
Yeah, and when you're in a city with so many people, you can almost feel more alone sometimes.
Yeah. So that's fantastic to hear
Yeah.
that you have such a strong feeling and deep connection to real human people.
Yeah, like to find your people, to find your tribe is just a beautiful thing. I think chosen family is some of the most important family. They are the people that shape you. They are the people that help you grow. You know, a bunch of nerds singing around a piano might not seem like a big deal, but it's the little things, right? We keep coming back to this every week. It's the little things that really matter, that really shape us as a person. And those are the things we remember and hold on to.
Yeah, definitely little things, and also it's the things that you actively choose to make a part of your life. So the people that you surround yourself is definitely a part of that, and the people that you choose to spend your time with is definitely a part
Absolutely.
of that. So.
By shaping your environment, like it changes everything.
Yeah.
It impacts your life so much. And I'm so thrilled for you, Marza.
Me too.
So thrilled. And for those of you listening, I encourage you. I know it's scary. Believe me, I know. I'm almost crying just thinking about it. It can be really scary to make connections with other humans. It's worth it just to try. Just reach out to someone.
Yeah.
Because you never know. It could be totally worth it. If you don't ask, the answer's always no.
True.
Good news, everyone!
I have good news.
It's good news.
Yeah. Hey, this is that part of the show where we dig up out of the depths of the world and internet a good news story for you. Something positive that others have reported on. It is good, and you definitely should focus on the news and stay informed with the rest of what's going on in the world.
It's important to stay informed, but it's also important not to be dragged down into a terrible depression because of the state of the world.
There's always good things happening.
There's always good things. And we are here for you, friends. We are here to bring that sunshine into your week. All right, so Jacob, I'm going to sit here and drink my tea.
Wow.
What did you find from the depths of the internet for us this week?
Okay, first, I want to ask you, how many unexplored places on the planet do you think there still are?
Oh, a bajillion.
Sure. But sometimes, I swear, sometimes it can feel like, God, like we've mapped everything. You got it on your phone. You can GPS it, whatever. Exploration is dead. No.
I'm way too existential for that kind of stuff.
Well, this past year,
we know nothing about this universe and this planet that we're on. Anywho,
this past year was a massive cave discovered in Canada.
I love Canada.
Or as they described it, a honking big cave. It was a cave with an opening that could accommodate the Statue of Liberty.
Whoa, that's a big cave.
Yeah, it is 330 feet long, 200 feet wide at the opening, at least 450 feet deep that they were able to measure with a laser, although they think it probably goes much deeper than that.
Deeper than lasers could measure?
Right?
Lasers.
So this is in the Wellsgrey Provincial Park. It's about 280 miles northeast of Vancouver. It's one of the biggest caves in Canada.
Surprise.
One of the biggest discovered caves in Canada, anyway, I guess, that we know about. So it was discovered from a helicopter in late spring. Someone noticed a massive black hole in a snow-covered hill. And they actually needed to wait until the snow had melted before they could go investigate it. So they were able to, a team of divers were able to go in and explore.
Geologists, spelunkers.
Cool things about this cave.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, there is a waterfall, or a river, I guess I should say, flowing through it from glaciers that are melting on top. And it flows out through an opening lower down in the cave, about a mile down in the cave.
Big.
The cave itself is likely tens of thousands of years old. The rocks forming the cave are likely hundreds of millions of years old.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Right?
I love science. Keep going.
And also, it doesn't quite have a name yet. Canadian government is consulting with the Indigenous people in the area to see if there's any significance or any sort of name that already exists for this area. But for the time being.
Oh, wait. So, the government discovered it, but there are Indigenous people in that region already that know about this cave?
There may be. They're still...
Well, that's considerate of them to at least include the indigenous people there.
They don't want to jump on a name if there's already any kind of significant
very courteous
connection to people.
Go Canada.
But until we have an established name, it is being called Sarlacc's Pit, which, if you have seen Star Wars Return of the Jedi, is the giant sand monster pit from the opening scene of that movie.
The thing that eats Boba Fett?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
So, it's real and it's in Canada.
Yo, maybe Boba Fett is at the bottom.
He might be.
Well, I hope that they have good communications and relations with the indigenous people and don't encroach on any of their rights or their lands or anything like that.
They're keeping it, the exact location of it, non-specific.
Good, so people don't go looking for it.
Yeah, especially they said, in particular, want to avoid tourists and Instagrammers from heading up there and...
I think that's very respectful.
Yeah.
Which is good. It's just like, what a wondrous thing to still know that there's so much more to discover. If we thought we knew everything, that'd be so boring.
Yeah, it would.
That'd be awful.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I like discovery. Discovery brings knowledge and understanding and bringing people together and a sense of wonder and all the things.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Jacob, I think we've reached the end of the podcast.
I think so too.
Yeah, would you like me to end us with a quote for today?
Sign us off.
All right.
Miss Mary Lou.
If you hear a voice within you say, "You cannot paint," then by all means, paint, and that voice will be silenced. Vincent van Gogh.
Oh.
I've been eyeing this quote for a week. I've been saving it, and so I finally brought it out today.
Makes me want to go paint.
Yeah. I mean, I think painting is representing other things in my life, but yeah, because that little voice inside of us saying, "You cannot do this thing," which has a bit to do with imposter syndrome that I had talked about briefly earlier.
Yeah.
By just do the thing and prove that little voice wrong. Quiet it. You got this. You can do the thing.
Yeah.
If
Vincent van Gogh said so.
Yeah. I mean, maybe don't
follow
everything he's done because his ear and, but he had some solid thoughts and I thought this was a good one.
It is. Yes.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. You bring sunshine to our weeks and definitely some positivity to our days.
And we hope we can do the same for you.
Absolutely. So we hope you have a wonderful week.
And we'll see you next Thursday.
Bye. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this week on the PositiviTea podcast. If you'd like to connect with us, you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Miss Mary Lou, at PositiviTea, TEA podcast at gmail.com. And we are also on YouTube at the Miss Mary Lou YouTube channel. Wherever you are listening to us, please give us a like, a follow, a share, and leave a nice review. We would appreciate a little bit of positivity in our lives. The logo design is by Hilda Meyer Post. The music is by my co-host, Jacob Kahn. I am your co-host, Miss Mary Lou Ryan, and I hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you on Thursday.